Secretary Caroline, how are you? It's great to see you.
It's great to see you in person, John.
No,
Thanks for having me. Frankly, putting aside my job as President Trump's spokeswoman, as an American citizen, it was incredibly profound to watch our president actually stand up for us, for the tax-paying American law-abiding citizen who is sick and tired of seeing hundreds of billions of dollars go out the door every single year when we have real problems in our country here.
Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt recently provided an in-depth analysis of the Trump administration's key policies and strategies. In her discussion, she addressed economic achievements, trade policies, international relations, and the administration's approach to media transparency. Revitalizing the U.S. economy, Karoline Leavitt highlighted President Trump's economic policies, emphasizing how the U.S. is becoming a manufacturing powerhouse under his leadership. She pointed to Taiwanese semiconductor giant TSMC's $100 billion investment in the U.S. and Honda's decision to manufacture the next Civic in Indiana instead of Mexico as major economic victories. She further stated that Trump's America First policy prioritizes American interests and strengthens the country's position in the global trade system. Tariffs on China and Mexico, a strategic economic and public health decision. Leavitt elaborated on the recent tariffs imposed on China and Mexico, explaining that President Trump's decision was not solely economic, but also a public health measure. Expressing concern over the illegal fentanyl crisis, she stated that thousands of American lives are lost each year due to fentanyl smuggled from China and Mexico. To combat this crisis, Trump is taking strong economic actions to curb illegal drug trafficking. International diplomacy and the Ukraine conflict. Leavitt also addressed the ongoing Ukraine crisis and President Volodymyr Zelensky's recent visit to the U.S. She stressed that President Trump is committed to diplomatic efforts to establish peace in Ukraine and that resolving the conflict swiftly remains a priority. Additionally, she emphasized the need for accountability in the allocation of U.S. financial aid and stated that Ukraine should show appropriate gratitude for the extensive support provided the U.S. The Trump administration, she noted, is taking a firm stance on this issue and will ensure that future diplomatic discussions are conducted more responsibly. Media relations and government transparency. Leavitt praised President Trump's approach to media relations and government transparency. She highlighted that Trump's administration has increased press access and held more frequent press conferences, allowing journalists to ask direct and unfiltered questions. Contrasting this with President Biden's administration, she pointed out that Trump is more open in his communication and regularly engages with the media, ensuring that his stance on national and international issues is clearly understood. Conclusion. Karoline Leavitt's analysis makes it clear that the Trump administration is actively working on economic growth, public health initiatives, international diplomacy, and transparent communication with the media. The administration's investment initiatives, trade tariffs, efforts to combat the fentanyl crisis, and diplomatic approach to the Ukraine conflict showcase a decisive and strategic policy framework. However, the long-term impact of these policies remains to be seen.